put up all these posters of Steph Curry? What the heck?
Welcome back, everyone, to another ATB episode. Another mini pod coming at you here with my guy Nano today. We're going to talk about the Chinese Grand Prix that happened Sunday morning, technically, here. And then the players that wrapped up last night. Great tournament, great race. Excited to be here to talk about it. But how you doing? How was your weekend? How's life?
Yeah, life's good. Can't complain, you know. Got a little cold front coming in through San Antonio today, so
Yeah,
you know,
I'm sure it's freezing.
it was like 43 this morning. You know, it was pretty probably Arctic weather that was coming down for some reason. But yeah, my weekend was good. Got to watch a lot of good golf. That was fun. The Chinese Grand Prix, that was also fun to watch. You know, got some good stuff to talk about. But yeah, I'm all good. How about yourself?
Chilling, chilling. It was a great weekend of sports, and obviously, I mean, it's kicking up now. March Madness will start tomorrow, and a whole bunch of stuff. But it was great to watch this race and this uh golf tournament. It was amazing TV for the weekend. So we'll start off in Shanghai, where we had a great race on Sunday. Kimi
Real
Antonelli
good one.
wins. Kimi Antonelli wins. Mercedes win. Mercedes win their second race. Kimi's first race win of the season. And I mean, at just 19 years old, it's crazy. He's the second youngest
Hats
race
off to
winner.
the kid for real. I mean,
Hats off.
it's a crazy feat.
Yeah, and he's the second youngest ever winner uh, behind Max, and he was the youngest pole sitter in F1 history. And obviously having a good qualifying, and so yeah, so I mean, it's just crazy to see a kid this young be this good off rip. I mean, uh, Toto was kind of glazing himself during in the radio after the race ended. He was just kind of like, "Oh, like Kimmy, they told us you were too young. They told us we should put you in a smaller team, but no, we I believed in you." Like blah blah blah. So it was weird, but goes to show, Mercedes has a rocket ship. I mean, this car is ridiculous. Um, and not to take anything away from Kimi, he's a great racer. Uh, but this Mercedes car is just insane.
Yeah,
But Lewis also set some history himself, becoming the first racer to ever have a podium at McLaren, Mercedes, and Ferrari in a career, which I
crazy.
mean is just a testament to his greatness, his longevity, his dominance over these last years. And it was just great to see him. I mean, he went from P3 to P1 in the first turn. I mean, these Ferraris they really have something at the like an edge at the start over these other teams, because you've seen it
Yeah,
in
for
back-to-back
sure.
races. I mean, both Ferraris are able to get off the line at way better speeds and way faster and with way more energy harnessed
Yeah,
than
that's what
than
I
Mercedes.
Yeah, I think that Lewis and Leclerc last race, really, if they didn't get blocked so heavily, then the same thing would have happened. They would have gone from P3 to first in an instant that first turn. So I mean, yeah, they've definitely mastered. I mean, Ferrari's kind of getting sneaky with it. They got some good mechanics down there. They got some good engineering this year. I mean, it's also just exciting to see the loosening of regulations and bringing back those powerhouses in terms of, the big three kind of. So, but it also begs the question, really, is this almost the start of the end of the Verstappen dominance era? Like,
Yeah, man. I mean, Toto had a comment today. He was like, "Max is miserable because his car sucks," and I was like, "That's insane to say." But we know Toto
literally.
like hates Red Bull with all his
Yeah.
might and really wants Max Verstappen on his team.
which would be
Um,
insane.
which would be crazy. I don't even want to think about a world where Max
Yeah, but
Verstappen
you can
races for
also you can
Mercedes.
tell that Mercedes is starting to focus on Kimi like heavily. You can see that the
Hmm.
cars is not that George doesn't get any attention, but this is like Max and Red Bull a couple of years ago. I mean, they're really starting to finely tune this car towards Kimi, and
Yeah.
it's paying off. It's paying off if he can keep doing this. I mean,
Yeah, Toto, like on the radio after the race was like, "Oh my gosh!" Like just glazing himself, being like, "Kimmy, they said you were too young. They said we should put you in a smaller team. I knew you could do it. I knew you had it in you. I knew you were great." And I was just like, "Dude, I mean, I get it. Like, this is like his star boy. This is who he wants." Um, but yeah, I mean, it's just they're really putting their all into this championship. I mean, one of these Mercedes guys is gonna win the championship,
for sure,
and I
for
mean,
sure.
before the season, I was like, "There's no way it's not George," and now I'm like,
Mm.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know if Kimmy has
I mean, yeah,
the
he needs. I feel like a little bit of experience, I guess, in his back foot. I mean, not to say that again. These cars are rocket ships this year. They really are, both the Ferrari and Mercedes. But
Mhm.
again, I think that it's going to come down to those later races. We'll see what happens. Coda. We'll see what happens in Brazil. I mean, I'm really intrigued.
Barcelona.
Barcelona. We'll be able to see that one. So, I mean, like, obviously, I think if Kimi wins Drivers' Championship this year, he's on path to be the greatest racer of all time.
Yeah.
If that is kind of where he's at, and it also helps to be in the number one team, the number one
Yeah, I
car.
mean,
Yeah,
when you're in a rocket ship at 17, like you're gonna compete for the
yeah.
championship. Like that's just what's
Yeah,
gonna happen.
because how old Lando was what, 18 when he signed with McLaren?
Yeah.
So, and I mean, not to say that Lando was the next prodigy, but we definitely thought that he was going to go on a run like
Yeah,
that.
we knew he was gonna be good. We knew he was gonna be
Yeah.
good, but I mean it's different coming into where McLaren was when he came in, where I mean
Yeah,
McLaren's
very
built themselves
true.
up to being like a elite level team, but at that point they're just kind of in the midfield,
Yeah,
just kind of
in the
like finding
mid.
themselves. and and so for Kimmy to come into a team that was already one of the top three teams in F1 and to now have the car that's distinctly better than everybody else's, I mean, it's going to be a fun race.
Yeah.
It's going to be a fun title race. And um, I mean, just to touch on the McLarens really quick, I mean, like we thought it was going to be like these three teams fighting for it. And then the McLarens to have both cars fail to even start the race due to reliability
Yeah.
issues is
Yeah.
like damning. I mean, for a team that's won back to back manufacturing championships, I mean, this is a bad look.
And they're a titan. They're a titan of a team, and to see that, I mean, it's upsetting. Honestly, I think that it shows a lot about what they're doing behind the scenes. It looks like a lot of rushing to keep up with Mercedes and Ferrari. Because if you really think about it, like when Lando signed and McLaren was kind of midfield, it was also peak Mercedes. I mean,
Hmm.
they were going insane. So it's kind of like now that they're able to spend the money again, it's not that they're fallen, but they really have to critique their strategies here because not only can Mercedes corner, but they can also have flat out speed. So they kind of took, what McLaren did in the straights and what Red Bull did in the corners and now have perfected it. And you can see the same thing is happening for Ferrari as well as they're trying anything they can. I mean, the 90-degree wing is
Yeah,
insane.
the Macarena wing is fire.
It
It's
is
very
fire.
fire.
It is
But yeah,
fire.
like you were saying, I think McLaren, especially because they were so dominant the last 2 years, I think they really went all in the last 2 years on like really wanting to win a championship. And so I think that definitely stunted their growth for, now 2026 and beyond.
Yeah.
Because they were, I think while other teams like Ferrari and Mercedes were kind of just like punting on on the
Well,
last two
it was almost
championships.
the opposite. It was almost like once the regulations came through, they had to be the one, like McLaren is now, strategizing, figuring out, okay, well, we have limited resources. How are we going to still compete while not being able to perform as well? Now it's
Mhm.
the opposite. Is well, we performed really well when everybody else was under regulation. Now when we're under less regulation, how do we ramp it up? Because these two teams were ready. They were ready to throw billions at the door, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
so I think McLaren just kind of has to either spend some more money or really figure out what they're doing down for the long haul this season.
Yeah,
But we'll see.
and they're a customer team. I mean, obviously Mercedes and Ferrari are making their own engines. Like
Yeah.
they have that advantage, whereas McLaren is getting their engines from Mercedes. And I just find it
Yeah.
so funny. It's like Mercedes is selling them this is giving them this engine, which is obviously insane. Like probably the best engine on the grid. But it's just like
It
so funny
can't
how
be
they
the
have this.
same. It
I think it's
it
the
can't
same.
be.
I think under regulation it has to be the same, but obviously
Mm,
Mercedes building the engine knows way more about it and
yeah.
way more how to like fine tune it and make it perfect.
That's
Whereas I
fair.
think McLaren's still like messing around with it, trying to figure it all out,
Yeah,
and
that's
they just
fair. I
haven't been
mean,
able
it.
to.
I think it goes a lot beyond just the engine. It's the entire
Mhm.
powertrain system itself. I mean, if you look at Cadillac, they're buying Ferrari engines and they have no idea how to use
I
them.
have
They're
no
probably.
idea.
I'm not sure where the Cadillac F1 team is based out of.
Yeah.
But I'm sure whenever that engine shows up from Ferrari, it is in straight Italian. They have no idea where any of the hoses go, what to connect.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, it's just one of those things that it's the engine, yes, but it's also the manufacturing that goes along the whole car and everything. But well, it should be a good season, and I'm excited to see what these teams continue to kind of pull out of the bag as we go along. But
Ex-
that being said, also like it's such a statement to see Lewis walking up onto the
oh my
podium.
gosh, it was so beautiful to see.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, I liked him as a Silver Arrow more, but I mean, it's time and place came and gone, so it's okay. But it's such a strong statement to see that from him and Ferrari because for so long last season, he was
Mhm.
miserable. He was so miserable. It seems like now that they can throw 200 million dollars, he's getting more comfortable, and that is really great to see. It's also just interesting to see I mean not Kimmy, Toto just embrace kind of his OG driver, what made him as well. So I like to
Exactly.
see that. I like that a lot.
Yeah, I mean, like you said at the beginning, like to see for Toto to see all three of his kids, all three of his drivers and former drivers, on that podium was definitely special for him to see, and just to see how joyous and how happy Lewis is compared to last season. I mean, like you said, he was fucking miserable last year, like hated it,
Yeah.
and I mean, this car, he's actually been able to be with it, and like he said before the season, like this car has part of my DNA in it. Like I've
Yeah.
been able to, I've been in the process of constructing it and fine tuning it and all this kind of stuff, whereas last year he's just kind of inheriting a car that Carlos drove. and
Yeah.
um
Yeah.
and so
Very true.
I just think he's so much happier, and he was super happy for Kimmy, he's super happy for George, I mean he's
Yeah.
super happy
No,
for
he's
Mercedes to see.
again,
So I just think he's at a good, such a grounded place.
he's full of life right now, you could tell. And he remembers who he is and he remembers what he is, and I think that that's going to be great for Ferrari this year. So, I'm eating my words a little bit at the beginning of this season just because I
It's
was
just two
just not.
races. It's just two
That
races,
that's
so we'll
also
see what
true.
happens.
We'll see what happens. But
Mhm.
on another note, is this really the decline of Red Bull? Because how did arguably the best car in the regulation era become almost undrivable now? I mean, did they not do anything in the preseason? Did they not, are they just bringing out the same car and expecting the same tricks to work? I really don't know what's happening.
I think the mixture of like all the drama that's happened, that I mean, they've been dominant, obviously, but I think all the drama that ensued in the last 2 years with Christian Horner and all this type of stuff, and then they change uh, not race director, but what's the
Program director
team
or
principal,
no,
team principal, team
team
principal.
principal.
They changed team principals, and I mean bringing in, I mean first they went from the second drivers turnover constantly, and so I just think so much has happened that they've just kind of fallen behind in like the development of the car and getting used to these new regulations and really setting it up. And because I think they were
Yeah.
so ingrained in last regulation set and what made them great in last regulation set, that I think they, along with McLaren, kind of took too much time to move forward and towards next season, because they were so set on they had a chance to win the championship last year. And
Yeah.
so I think that they just come out the gate slow. I have no doubt that they'll probably pick it up. I mean,
Yeah. Again, we're
if they
only
give
two
Max
races
any
in.
yeah, if they give Max any type of car that can actually compete, I think he'll be in the fight. But I mean, we'll see how soon that change happens. I mean, because right
Oh
now,
yeah.
I mean, a Max DNF is something you very rarely see. And I
Yeah.
mean, Isaac Hadjar P8. I mean, it's not looking good for the Red Bull, and I can't say that I feel bad in the least.
Oh no, not at all. Not at all. But it's just an interesting thing to watch. So we'll see what
Yeah.
happens. Again, it's only two races in, so an exciting season. But yeah, I mean that's kind of all I have for this week. It was a good week, and I'm glad that
Yeah, just two quick things that I wanted to shout out. The Ferraris battling for much of like the middle portion of this race. I mean, they're just kind of
yeah,
intertwining and overtaking each other and stuff was just great to see. I mean, two of the pure classy racers on the grid, and Charles and Lewis just battling it out wheel to wheel was great to see. And then Oliver
yeah.
Behrman in a
Mm,
Haas getting P5. I mean, that's nothing to sneeze at. I mean, Haas is a
right, that's
certified
crazy.
Midfield team, and for them to be able to do that in this kind of race is
Yeah.
definitely gonna
Well, I
vault them
think they
forward.
they've had to step it up now that Cadillac's in the field because they can't just play the oh we're from the U.S. we're the U.S. American
Mhm.
team and we don't have experience in this. It's like okay, now you do,
Yeah,
and if you don't, and if you get passed by a brand new team, then that's just such a bad look. But yeah,
for sure.
it definitely was super cool to see that.
Yeah, for sure. But that's all we got for Shanghai. We can move to the Players Championship. At a historic course, TPC Sawgrass looked as mint as ever. Honestly, I mean, it
Honestly,
was a great TV watch. I mean, the
yeah,
course just looks so modern and so cool, and the bodies of water and just the design is so beautiful every year. And they really tried to make it really hard this year. I mean, they went with this whole campaign that, I mean, there's this whole push of trying to make the players the fifth major of
yeah,
professional golf. But and so they definitely ramped up how hard it usually plays, because in recent years there had been some pushback over how easy this course had kind of become. But I mean,
yeah.
it really showed its teeth, and especially on that back nine on Sunday. So I
Oh
really enjoyed
yeah,
this
I
tournament.
remember watching Victor Hovland. I think he was playing, might have been 14 or 15, and he was hitting a greenside chip out of the rough, and it looked like Bethpage Black. And I remember
Yeah.
he hit it out of the tall grass, and it went 3 feet into the bunker. So I was like, I mean, to see Javi do that, that's insane.
Yeah.
So yeah, it definitely plays the part of this is a hard course. This is a hard. I mean, they want that. They want it to be the next Augusta. You can tell. You can tell
Hmm.
the level of care. I saw a lot of videos of behind the scene greenskeeping stuff, and they have a
Hmm.
one, if not the best, one of the best greenkeeping staffs in the world. Really, I mean, they had. I think
Absolutely.
it was 115 mowers and John Deere's and Gators ready to go. I mean, they are insane. They're there every morning at 4:50 a.m. until 11:30 p.m. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Insane
So
dedication.
Very much so. Very much so. So it was fun to watch. It really was, and we had a lot of good moments. I mean, a good win, obviously, but I think my favorite was watching Rory drive the green on 13, 373, I believe it was, to
Hmm.
10 feet within the hole. That's insane. That's
Yeah,
insane.
yeah. And my favorite moments, I would just say it's like you said, they're kind of tailoring it to be like this new age Augusta. And you see that with all the water. I mean, I think the water at Augusta plays a big role. Like there's always like when you give a player like that daunting sense, and I mean, we as people who golf, whenever you're standing like in front of a body of water, or you have to hit over a body of water, it just get like you kind of have a little bit of
Yeah,
anxiousness standing over the ball, and you're like, I gotta hit a good shot here because if not, it's gonna go in the water and I'm screwed. And
totally.
I think just the amount of balls that you saw in the water this week, and just players having to deal with that and the wind and all that kind of stuff, I think that made it really exciting, obviously down the stretch, and it contributed sadly to Ludwig Oberg's downfall on the back nine. Um,
Yeah.
especially on Sunday. But I mean, it was great overall, just to see that for sure.
Yeah, for sure. And our boy Sahith hitting a beautiful shot on the 17, the green. It
Had a
was
lot of good shots this week.
yeah, I can't remember if it was day one or day two, but he pured it. And I mean, like that, his shot shape is just so beautiful, especially for a hole that like has nothing but water. It's just so, it
Hmm.
doesn't even go straight up. It literally is like the most perfect baby draw iron. And
Hmm.
it just had a lot of good chemistry there. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah, absolutely. But like we kind of alluded to, Cameron Young gets his second ever PGA Tour win. And he really, I mean, he earned it on the last two holes. I mean, to step up on the 18 tee, which is the I personally would be shitting myself on that 18 tee. I mean, you got water all along the left
Yeah.
side, and you really you got to hit a draw, because you don't even want to test the water. But if you draw it too much, we saw a lot of players. I mean, if that thing like starts hooking really hard, it can come back into the water can come back into play. And if you hit it like straight and hit it too far, you end up where Matt Fitzpatrick ended up on 18, where you hit it into the pine straw, and now you got all this
Yeah.
tree trouble, and you got to try to punch out, and so it just makes it very difficult to get a four off that. But
It's
Cam
definitely
Young.
intimidating for the players up there. It was insanely. I mean, I think it was like a 375 drive kind of on the 18th.
Mhm,
And again, watching that water right there just kind of sits in the back of your head of like, okay,
mhm,
this shot has to be almost perfect to
mhm.
play that second shot because if not, there is nothing but bad on either side.
Yeah. And Cam Young gave an interview, and he talked about as he walked to the 18 tee, he talked about he had two swing thoughts. One was to completely commit to his line, because actually the day before he made, I think, double bogey or maybe quad on 18 on Saturday.
Mm,
And so he was thinking, I just want to commit to my line. And he said to himself, I'm gonna hit the best shot of my life on this hole right now. And he
yeah.
proceeded to do that. He hit a 375-yard drive, which is the longest in the shot link era, which goes back to 2008. And I don't think anyone before 2008 was hitting 375 on this hole.
Like with what
So
club?
so I'm sure it's the longest drive ever on the 18T at
I mean,
TPC
that's
Sawgrass.
borderline video game numbers.
I mean, that's ridiculous. I don't even think you can get
Yeah.
that in PGA
And
in
I
PGA.
don't know. I got some good stats on my PGA.
Yeah, yeah, your guy is cracked, so I don't know.
My
You
guy
probably
is
could do that.
cracked.
But yeah, I mean, just to do that, and to be able to bring it home with a par, and Fitzy, obviously, like we said, he hits it long. He's into the pine straw. He has to punch it out. Um, gives himself a look for par. To try to send it to a playoff, and he just barely misses
Yeah.
it. And Cam Young
And I mean, that's
wins.
saying something because his driver is a real weapon. It really is.
I
And
he
so,
he. Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm sorry to cut you off.
Well,
Go ahead.
just the fact that it finally let him down is what I'll say.
Hmm.
Is it finally let him
Yeah.
down because that drive is beautiful and it is a true weapon against pretty much all opponents and on all courses. So that really just tells you how precise these guys have to be right now. Well, were, but
Yeah,
yeah,
at this course, yeah. And yeah, like you said, Matt Fitzpatrick drove the shit out of the ball all week. I mean, he only missed 13 fairways all week. Led the field in strokes gained driving, and sadly, one of his 13 was on the 18th, was on the 72nd hole of the tournament. And I mean,
yeah,
he still played it so well. I mean, he gave himself a pretty decent look at par on that last hole, and sadly, it just wasn't going in. And I mean, I think Cam Young, I mean, to start the day four back and to just really grind and to just stay in it, stay composed. Because I mean, once I saw Ludwig start to wilter on the back nine, I mean, he started
yeah,
the back nine two shots up,
yeah.
and that lead was gone by the time he left the 12th green.
I mean, he just started
And
hitting a wall, really.
it was bad. And so
Yeah,
at that point, I'm like, oh, I think Fitzy's gonna win this tournament. And sadly, I mean, Cam Young, it just came and took it away from him. I mean, it's the two shots. It's 17 on the iconic par three 17th hole. Fitzy steps up, hits his shot, and he hits a pretty good shot. He hits it to, I think it was just inside 13 feet. And then for Cam Young to just come right behind that and hit a great shot on a very aggressive line, to rolls out to about 9 feet, and Fitzy misses his birdie putt, and Cam Young makes his birdie putt, and then they just go to 18. Cam Young hits a great drive. Fitzy misses the fairway, and then he's
yeah,
fighting an uphill battle from there. And sadly, it just wasn't his day. And it was really funny because the crowd was so pro Cam Young. I mean, they were
yeah,
giving Fitzy the business. They were, I mean, that crowd, the crowd roar after he makes that putt on 17 was electric. I mean, it
yeah.
was loud in
It
there.
felt like a home team, like this was
Hmm.
the home field advantage, and I think
Hmm.
that energy really helped him to close it out. I really do. I think he was just on such a high, and he understood again. Like it those the shots he made on 13 and I mean not 13 on 17 and 18, I think definitely solidify him as one of the best drivers in the field right now, period. And
Hmm.
so I think that having that confidence coming off the tee box, having that confidence of making the birdie putt, I think is just, I mean, if it was you and I don't know how we would feel. We would most likely fumble on the 18th, but I think that we would feel like we could win the Masters.
You think you're so you okay, so you step up to 17 to the 17 tee, right? That
Uh-huh.
island green surrounded by
Hmm.
water. And what's funny about this is that we've only played, I think, in my memory and together at least, I can only think of one
Hmm.
hole that we played that's anywhere somewhat similar to that stadium course. And it was when
Kissimmee,
we
Florida.
yep, in
Uh,
Florida. On it came up in my memories because it was
yeah,
like
because
I think,
you sent me the video, and
yeah.
I think, I mean, yeah, that is like the only hole that we have that's even
Cause yeah,
remotely
cause
close.
that was the island green.
That was an island green, the only
Yeah, and
island green we've ever played in our entire lives.
that's what I'm saying. And I remember I was like, I think I hit two T-balls, and one was in the water and one like went into like I flew the green and it went
I
into
remember
like
you flew the green. It was like behind where you walk in. I remember, and
yeah,
I did the same thing. I hit two, the first one in the water, and then the second one, I do think that it was a
striked it.
dart. Yeah,
You striked it on
because
that one.
we
So
were playing with that random old guy, and he was like, "Oh, I
yeah.
think that's gonna be good." And I do remember walking up and feeling like it was hole 17 Sawgrass, and then missing like the 6 foot putt.
That's always how it
So,
goes. But yeah,
uh,
like like having that, but on like a way bigger stage with
to be fair,
hundreds of
that course
thousands
was
of
tough. That course was
that
rough.
course is tough.
I think it was called the tall grass or something. I can't remember. Or
Hmm.
maybe
But
like the marsh or something. But yeah,
yeah, but that was a very tough course. But I mean, to have that, and with hundreds of people watching and waiting on your every move and your every shot, I mean, it just shows you how different these guys are at golf,
yeah,
and just the difference between a median golfer and a elite golfer in that sense.
yeah,
Um,
for
but yeah,
sure.
I mean, it was a great tournament. I mean, all respect to
Yeah,
Cam Young. He made the shots coming down the stretch, and he's played really well since August. I mean, I looked this up. He's only second to Scotty in strokes gained since August total overall. So
yeah.
he's played well, and I'm not really concerned about Ludwig. I mean, he's young. I mean, these things are gonna happen.
No, he also choked on the one of the hardest courses in the circuit. I mean, like
Yeah.
there's no. If it were you and I, okay, like obviously we choke, but it's like on any course too. But
Yeah.
to do that playing in Sawgrass, I mean it that just makes sense, and that happens. That's
Yeah.
happened to everybody. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Tiger's gone
Yeah.
cut in the Sawgrass, and
Hmm.
he made it out. I don't remember how many times he's won there, but I mean it happens to everybody.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
I think he'll be perfectly fine.
Yeah, and I'm not worried about him. He'll definitely be back because he was in complete control of this tournament from Friday afternoon until Sunday of that back nine. I mean, he
Yeah,
he was
totally.
in complete control of his golf ball. He was driving the ball so well. So I'm not worried about him in the slightest. Um,
Yeah.
and I just think it was funny. Throwing it back to TGL, Cam Young and
I
Fitzy are
know what I was about
teammates.
to say because you were saying Cam Young's only second behind Scotty. I was like, well, it's all the sim golf, bro.
It's
It's
all the sim
it's all
golf.
the it's all the sim golf. But yeah, I mean, I think that that camaraderie kind of almost made it easier for Cam Young to be like, okay, because I'm gonna see this guy tomorrow.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like
Exactly.
he'll
But
be
they literally,
fine.
I think they play on Tuesday.
Yeah,
You're
exactly.
right.
So
Yeah. So, and I remember they in an interview I saw that Cam Young did afterwards, he was because Fitzy was noticing like the crowd was so against him. Obviously, he came up to Cam and was like, "Cam, do you hate me too?" And he was like, "No, bro, we're teammates. Like
yeah,
I don't hate you." And even when Fitzy did miss the putt on 18, and after Cam made his, he gave Cam a big hug and was
yeah,
seemed very happy for Cam, and yeah, so it just goes to show the type of guy that Matt Fitzpatrick is, and the friendship between these two, and like you said, it definitely probably made it easier for Cam not going against like someone who
yeah,
he's not aware of or someone that he would hold in much higher regard. I mean,
yeah,
I think if this is against Rory McIlroy, this could go different,
yeah. It could have
and
been a
not
little
just because of
differently.
the difference in Matt Fitzpatrick game and Rory McIlroy's game, but just because of the dynamic between the two
Like who it
would have
is.
been.
It's almost more
Yeah,
intense, you know? This is
yeah,
like a
exactly.
rival versus a scrimmage, you know?
Yeah, exactly. So it was a beautiful tournament on a beautiful course, and I'm happy Cam got the win, and I
Yeah.
mean we're moving closer and closer to Augusta.
Yeah.
We got like three weeks now,
Yeah, I was
and
gonna say like 20 days.
yeah, so I'm super excited for that. Um and yeah, so it was a great tournament, great players, and that's pretty much
Yeah.
all I got for that.
That's all I got. I mean, it was a good time. It was a great watch, and I'm
Hmm.
excited to see what happens next.
Yeah, they got the Valspar this week, which Victor Hovland won last year, so we'll see how
Yeah.
that turns out. And then they got a little stop in Texas. They play in Houston and they play the
Yeah.
Vallejo, which I'm sure we'll see Scotty pop out to one of those
Oh
tournaments and
yeah.
and
Yeah,
prep for
for
the
sure.
Masters. And he's always gonna rep Texas, so he's always gonna take that opportunity to play. And then yeah, the run up to Augusta will be electric for the first major of the year. So I'm so excited, kind of running the form here.
Yeah, so am I. Can't wait to get into it in the next up and coming podcast. So make sure to
Yes,
stay
sir.
tuned for all the good content.
Definitely stay around. You'll see more of these mini pods coming from us. And yeah, we appreciate you guys for tuning in. We appreciate you for
Yeah.
listening. Make sure to check out all of our links in our bio. Check out
All the socials, all our
all the
clips.
socials, all the clips. Um, and yeah, that's all we got. I appreciate my guy
Yeah.
making out the time on this busy Monday. And and we'll see you guys soon.
Yeah. Have a good one.